All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy November to a lot of you. We are embarking on what is generally the most busiest time of the year when it comes to coins. The coin market normally is very busy during the months of November and December. So it's kind of fitting that in this crazy world that we're living in 2020, that I find some solace in kind of delivering the last 2 months of Monday Market Report for the year 2020. And the market has been incredible since the summertime, and it continues on. Now, we have a little bit of a reprieve, okay? We don't have some of the craziest sold listings on the report this week, but we have quite a few of them. The first coin in particular is going to knock your socks off, not only for the amount of money it's sold for, but also the grade. The grade doesn't look like anything special, and this is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call to a lot of you would-be roll hunters that are just kind of like laying back on the roll hunting, because even coin rolls in all denominations are hard to find today. But rest assured, that's going to change here. It's changing for a lot of people already with the U.S. Mint's ramp up in production of coins. So the Monday Market Report is a post-1900 modern coin era driven report that takes a look at all of the relevant modern graded coins to sell this week. Everything, of course, is on great collections for this week. There's no other notable auctions to speak of for the past 7 days. Before I jump into the actual sold listings, the notable ones, there are a few kind of house cleaning type stuff that I want to talk about. Number one, I will be live on the live coin Q&A live stream tomorrow night, Monday, or if you're watching this later on this evening, at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So if you got a coin question, come and join us. If you wanted to go ahead and shoot us an email on your coin question, you could do that as well at info@livecoinqa.com. So go ahead and send that over. Your coin might be featured on our live stream later Monday night. In addition, I will also be doing the kickoff for the 2020 holiday season giveaway. This same time every year, I launch a giveaway to kind of give back to all of my subscribers and other viewers. I wouldn't exist without you guys, and it's been a nutty year for me, getting COVID and not being sure, the certainty of the channel and all that, and my health. I'm glad to be able to be sitting here in front of you all today to continuously deliver what I feel like is pretty decent quality material in numismatics. So I want to thank you guys. Much love to each and every single one of you that have stayed through the thick and thin for this crazy 2020. And I'm feeling the same way toward you guys, for everyone out there that's currently struggling through this year. I want to let you know that you're not the only one, that I am there every step of the way with you. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in to some of the great collection sales. And of course, this first coin, boys and girls, is just absolutely ridiculous. Now, it is, of course, one of the coins that we all strive to look for. And if you're east of the Mississippi, I will tell you this right now. You need to strike while the possibility of these coins being still available out there in coin rolls exists. Take a look at this. 1992 Lincoln Memorial Cent. The coin does not look fantastic. It looks like every other coin that you find in circulation today. Mid-State 62 red brown. Not the most fantastic, prettiest looking coin on the block. However, this one exhibits the close AM reverse. This is the tougher out of the two coins that you can find in circulation, between the 92D, which there are more of out there, and the 92P, which is considerably more rare. Now, me being in the west coast of the United States, I don't have the benefit of searching through as many Philadelphia minted coins to be able to find something like this. I mean, just look at it. You got some this staining, discoloration on here. You got some stuff right here in the letters on the reverse and the top of the memorial. So, I mean, it's the imperfect coin. But ladies and gentlemen, it sold for $8,943.75. Ultimate rarity in spite of its condition. This is a coin, again, I'm stressing to each and every single one of you, if you have the ability to obtain even 2 or 3 or 5 rolls of pennies for your bank, make every concerted effort to buy those, because you never know what you're going to find. This right here, this is a game-changing, life-changing type money. Almost $9,000. So you could just imagine the possibilities. And coming so close to the holidays, Christmas time, man, this is the right type of money that we should be trying to go for. Okay, yeah, it's rare, but it's rare with a lot of extra, just benefits that come with it. So make sure you're looking at the back of every 92, whether it's at Denver or Philadelphia. You never know when you're going to flip over a gem. Speaking of gems, this 1955 right here is not the double diobverse that everybody likes for this date, but this is just a really nice looking coin. Obviously a registry set purchase, which really boosts the value of a coin of this nature. It is a top graded PCGS Mint State 67 Plus red. Very nice example, the registry set. People are going for the highest graded singular dates of each coin in the series. This is one of them. And it sold for $1,631.25. And this 52D here is also another registry set buy, I would imagine. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus full red. And it's also CAC certified. This one right here sold for $1,237.50. It's just a good looking, decent coin. And investability, I do not recommend investing in any of these top pop post 1950 coins if you could help it, but it sure is a good way that if you want to dive in to modern coin grading, the 1950s Lincoln cents have all sorts of possibilities above and beyond any other decade in the last 70 years. So there you go. What we have here is the 1946S. Generally, San Francisco minted coins are a little bit better struck in terms of, just overall appearance, just the strength of all of the devices. This particular example is a handsome PCGS Mint State 67 Plus full red, and more than likely this is another registry set coin. This one sold for $1,040.62. And speaking of what I would consider to be a condition rarity type of date, the 1933 date certainly does fit under that category. This particular example here is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus full red. These coins in this state of preservation is just not being seen in the market in general. So when one of these comes up for sale, you better believe that there's going to be a number of people who are not only into the registry set game, but are also looking for earlier pre-1940 Lincolns that they could invest in or add to a portfolio or just simply add into a typeset. This coin here fits many different criteria for a bunch of different collectors, which makes it incredibly popular. This example sold for $2,166.75. Just an overall beautiful coin and very, very investable. The person that owns this probably in 5-10 years will have a coin that has enhanced in value at some point. So that's a very nice, safe buy there. So we have a few nickels. The only Jefferson nickel that we have on the Monday market report this week is this 1957 Philly struck coin. Now, it is what I would consider to be one of the tougher dates to find full steps designation. Just overall, just a strong, heavy strike on the reverse. This particular coin right here exhibits what I would consider to be some pretty strong steps. You do have a few of the original planchet nicks still on there, but overall it's a very pleasing coin. Generally, coins struck during the 50s, especially these Jefferson nickels, don't typically have the strongest luster, but the obverse has luster that I would say is pretty nice. The reverse leaves a little bit to be desired, but how often do you come across a coin so well struck? This is a PCGS Mid-State 66 full steps example, and it sold for $2,593.12. The next one that we have here is the 1940s era nickel. These generally are a little bit more better lustrous than some of its 1950s counterparts. This one is a 49D. So like any other Denver minted coin, you will see much better, stronger struck devices on these coins. This one is a PCGS Mid-State 67 full stepper, probably well suited, more suited rather for a registry set, which I think that's what this one's used for. And it sold for $1,702.12. So you see the big price differentiation. Again, 1940s coins are more well struck than 50s. So they command a little bit less money, even though this is a higher grade point average, or a higher point on the numerical scale compared to the previous coin, the 57. Just a really nice, more presentable coin to a collector. Okay, so we have 3 Buffalo nickels, and they're all 1930s eras, so a little bit more obtainable even in higher mid-state condition, especially if you're looking for these raw. So there's always some potential to be able to cherry pick coins like this at a local coin show or a shop raw, which is great news, especially this one right here. It's a 1938 D over S over mid-mark. It's a cherry picker's guide variety. You could kind of see a little bit of the D over S. You can see that top curl, the S right there. If you needed more clarification or close-ups of this particular variety, you could check out a website like VarietyVista.com. It will offer up all of the images that you're looking for. This coin right here is, it's very common to find in high grades, the 38D rather, not so much the D over S, but I've cherry-picked many D over S's and even the D over D RPMs of this particular date in mid-state 65, 66 conditions. So they are out there. They're very plentiful. They were hoarded in higher condition, so you should have no problem trying to find it. I would say 38D is a very beginner's type coin when it comes to cherry picking. Now it's PCGS Mid-State 67, just a very beautiful coin, and it sold for $4,375.12. 36D, another common date Buffalo nickel. This one, of course, has some beautiful toning. Probably an album coin at one point. This is a PCGS Mid-State 67 example with all of the originality, the color, just overall nice high grade. This one right here is sold for $1,969.88. Just a very beautiful coin and a great investor piece for a portfolio. And the same for 34 right here. Now, it doesn't have quite the color, but what it doesn't have in the color originality department, it's got the really nice, beautiful reverse with the woody toned, just a proper annealing planchet type of material that you like to see. Everybody loves the quote-unquote woody look, whether it's through the Lincoln cents or the nickels. They're just very fascinating, and we've seen the popularity of these coins increase over the last year. This 34 is not the easiest coin to find in the 30s in high grade. I'll just be honest with you. But this one right here is not the rarest either. It's like right in the middle. So if you were going to split hairs on whether or not you should cherry pick a 34 or maybe try and cherry pick coins that are from the later 20s, you probably will have better success looking for that nice presentable 34. Now this one here is a PCGS Mid-State 67. It's not a typical grade that you see on this particular date. This one right here is sold for $2,262.30 something cents, right? 39 cents. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment. We have one dime, but hey, it's a Mercury dime. It's everybody's favorite design, right? Adolph Wyman's Mercury head design is one of the most popular in numismatics. A lot of people do know about it, even non-collectors of coins. This one right here is a 1930S. It's a semi kind of like tougher date, but it's still available in a little bit better condition compared to some of those teens and 20s. And it's a PCGS Mint State 66 full bands coin, so it's got the nice strong strike on the reverse with the differentiating lines in all the bands. It's also CAC certified, and this one sold for $2,098.12 for you. Now, this is an interesting one. I didn't put this one here because it just knocks the collective socks off of a lot of auction formats or anything like that. This is the brand new, fresh off the press, 2020. It's a Philly struck coin, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the West Point, so I wanted to make that absolutely clear. But this one looks great. It's a PCGS Mint State 67. It's the Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Park quarter from Vermont. This is the brand new. This is the newest one. Okay, the next final national park to release, I believe, is going to be either in a few weeks or early next month. But this is the second to last coin in the mix, and this is what I would consider to be what a lot of people's expectations are for a high-graded national park quarter. Only because the ramp up in production through the U.S. Mint made a lot of the newer coins, like this particular one and some of the other denominations, to have issues. Whether it's planchet nicks all over the place, there was just not a lot of care in these coins because of the expedition of the quality control process, as in it was virtually non-existent here in the last few months. So Mint State 67 has to be a really nice high grade, right? So it's got to sell for a lot of money. Not so fast. This particular coin only brought in $16, proving to a lot of people that the expectation for a high grade coin can be seen from a few different lenses. So I would say Mint State 68 is the bell cow for a coin of this nature, where you're going to see some value. Mint State 67 seems and appears like a high graded coin, but in the vein of the current coinage, it's just not. So I wanted to let you guys know, 67 looks great. It's not going to beat the way. You can't retire off of it, that's for sure. So we got a few other quarters. We got 63p, tougher date in this type of grade, which is a Mint State 67 through PCGS. You have some pretty nice obverse color on this one, some russet browns in there. Just really lends a little bit of originality. It's not gaudy, in terms of the toning department, but this one also CAC certified. It's also part of the Sunset number 127. So they're at part 127. The Sunset Collection sales just continue on through great collections. This one sold for $1,351.12. And the same for this one here, although this one kind of has like a semi-proof look to it. It's a 62D. It's got some toning on there, probably an album coin, or maybe it was sitting in a little envelope for a while. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 coin. This is also another coin from the Sunset Collection. This one sold for $2,362.50. These early 60s, 90% silver coins in Mint State 67, ladies and gentlemen, are extremely rare. And when you get up to 67 plus, we're talking, like huge amounts of money, $5,000 to $10,000 on some occasions. And we have a 51D right here. The 50s Washington quarters are generally in really nice shape. So to find one in this particular condition as a 67 plus, pretty tough. The toning, not my favorite. It's very foggy looking. The darker mossy greens and browns, not my particular favorite progression in the toning process. This particular coin right here is sold for $2,701.12. And really not my favorite toning. This is a 1928 Standing Liberty quarter. The toning just really speaks to the originality of the coin. It's never been toned or not toned. It's never been dipped or anything like that. This is truly a coin that went from production and was stored for a really long time. And it developed all these different types of toning patterns that you see here. Now, grade-wise, the Philadelphia later dated Standing Liberty quarters are tough to find with full head. So this one right here, Mint State 66, it's an old holder and GC holder, full head designation. and it sold for $2,025. So pretty nice. And we're going to end it off on a couple of Kennedy half dollars. Now, it's been quite a while since I talked about a 1980s Kennedy half dollar. But here we go. After so many months and possibly a year or more, we have a 1981 D. It's got a little bit of toning on the obverse. Again, this looks like a coin that probably came out of a mid-set. It just has that appearance. The foggy, tony haze that you see on here are all indicative of what I would normally find in a mid-set. Okay, so, it is a pretty nice grade for a registry set participant. It's mid-state 67 through PCGS, and it's sold for $1,057.50. It's a real head shaker that a lot of people would think that this coin would be worth over $1,000. But, if it's the right type of grade and a registry set's involved, you better believe that someone will open up their wallets for something like this. Oh boy. And then finally, this is a coin I haven't talked about in quite a while, but we had one on sale on Great Collections. It's the 1964 Kennedy half dollar proof. This one is the accented hair, so it's got a couple of the extra hairlines that were engraved into this particular die, in addition to the small-footed eye and liberty. So those are a few things you're going to look for on these proof half dollars. This particular one is in such great shape. Even features a little bit of cameo frosting. You can see the cameo designation in the grading there. But it's a proof 68 cameo. Lots of great frosting. You got some of the deep black mirrored fields that you see all over the front and back of the coin. And this one sold for $3,150. This coin has achieved a 5-figure price tag at one point, I believe, in proof 69 DCAM, which is the grade that you want to see. So if you're lucky enough to find an accented hair Kennedy half dollar with better frost than the coin that you see here, that is a treasure of a find, and that is a wild coin to get graded. Highly recommended too, if you did come across one. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go ahead and do it for the Monday Market Report for the week ending November 1st. All right, so I want to thank each and every single one of you for joining in. Don't forget to check out the live Coin Q&A channel. We have an actual physical channel for the upcoming live stream, which will go again Monday night, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. I will be in attendance to help talk about some of the coin questions that are coming through the email. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound. Ladies and gentlemen, coinaholics of all ages, we are discovering together. So I want to wish you guys a great Monday. Don't work so hard. Be happy, healthy, and safe, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.